What's up, everybody? I don't know if I can zoom out anymore. No, that's as far as it goes. But this is a commission, right? So it's Velma from Scooby-Doo, and that's her name backwards. But it's supposed to be like a movie poster. So she's looking to take the mask off of these and find out who the killer is. So all 6 of these people have masks, going with the Scooby-Doo theme. They pull off the mask and they're like, who is that? So we have 6 masks. And then here's where we are. So I haven't done her face for anyone that doesn't know, I'll light box so I can see underneath. And that's how I'll get where I'm going. But I figured I wanted to do some work tonight. And why not work on this? So the idea for this one came from first off, it's a commission, right? So the customer tells you kind of what they want. They told me they wanted the Velma character. I guess they have a Velma fetish. I don't know. But I came up with the idea of doing like a movie poster. Because if you've known me for any time, you know that sexy is not my forte. So I wanted to dress up the piece with all this other stuff going on to distract, not only distract, but make it so that the part that needs to be sexy doesn't take up as much room on the paper, lot less room for me to mess that up. And at this point, I think I'm just in my head too much about messing up women, that I've almost psyched myself out to be bad at women because I just keep saying it. All right, that's all we're going to do with that right now. That's the wrong color. I got to come up with a light source. I guess I should do that before. I guess we need to have them like rim lit on this side and then kind of go back that way. I think that's what we'll do to make the piece interesting, as if we'll have all of these guys lit from this side and we'll have all of these guys lit from this side, and it should just be lit in the center. So let's go ahead and do that stuff. That's the fun stuff. That's where we get to put down all the big chunky colors. So let's see, this will be, let's have all this be black. So this will all be black in here. For me, this is the fun part, trying to, I think, is trying to figure out where my light source is coming from and then just really just chunking in the black, the big black chunky areas. Like, I think that's the part I find the most fun out of everything is the picking and choosing where. It's like being a master of light. Like I'm gonna be the master of light. I think that's the fun part for me. Well, if not too many people tune into this stream, this was like an impromptu stream. If there's no difference between this stream and the ones that I do every Wednesday night that I like post early and then Facebook makes it an event and all that stuff, because those don't get a whole lot of response, I might just stop wasting my time. Like I thought maybe because, if you're putting a link in there and Facebook likes to wash out links in the comments of the video or of posts. So sometimes when I'm doing these big chunks of color or chunks of black, I keep in mind where the color change in my subject may be. Like for instance, that eyebrow and around the eye. Like I think that'll be fun to leave not as black as everything else we have going on. So that's a fun place to start right there. It really helps set the mood for what we want to do. Hey, what's up, Eric Hart? Just trying to knock out some commission work. I was thinking about like if I should just sit down and watch more television, or should I get started on something I need to do tomorrow anyway? So if the light's coming from here, that means this side of the nose should be pretty. I think we'll also come in underneath a little bit. Like that. And then if light's coming from this side, that means this side will catch most of the black. There we go. Today we had some thunderstorms. Oh, what do I have going here? This is a commission piece for the character Velma from Scooby-Doo. She's investigating, and so we have 6 masked characters, because when they do Scooby-Doo, they always rip up the mask and say, "It was you, Mr. Jenkins." So I picked 3 masked characters, and it's going to be like a movie title. So it's supposed to kind of look like a movie poster, but this is a commission for the client, for a client. So we've got 3 masked characters. So it's not necessarily horror, although a lot of horror baddies wear masks, so it tends to skew a little bit more. Like I was thinking about doing like Frankenstein and all those other things. What's up, Rob? I was thinking about doing Frankenstein and stuff, but I don't think the idea is going to be that they're all wearing masks. And I don't think if I throw in like a Frankenstein mask that it will read as well. So I chose to pick masked people that actually like are wearing a mask. And I really just wanted an excuse to keep in the Heath Ledger Joker mask. Yeah, I got the idea. So the customer really just wanted a Velma piece. He just said, do anything with Velma. And I'm not that great with making ladies sexy or whatever. So I was like, well, I want to incorporate some other stuff about the character. And I found a Scream poster that's set up very similar. It's got like, I think right here in the middle is the Scream mask, and then there's 6 characters, like 6 actors that playing right here. So I just switched it up. So I took the idea from the poster that I saw, and I was like, oh well, let's do that. And the customer that commissioned this was like, oh, that sounds cool. So that's what we did. But I'm glad that it appeals to you too. It's always weird to pitch something to the customer that they didn't quite ask for, but I needed to get him closer to what my skill set, what I was confident I could deliver. if anyone ever asked me to deliver, like, oh, can you do me like a sexy pinup with her titties out and hair going everywhere? I'm gonna be like, I'm not your guy. That's just not what I do. Not saying there's anything wrong with you asking to commission that, but I'm not going to be your guy. And I'd much rather tell them the truth than to deliver an inferior product that they're going to tell all their friends, like, oh, look at this, look at what Bryan did. And I'm going to be like, oh man, I only want to give people the stuff that I'm proud of. Yeah, so it's these 5, and then the Scream mask, and then the V for Vendetta guy up top. The V for Vendetta guy was going to be here, but his hat was too big and covered up too much of the other people. So I had to put his hat up there. All right, if the light's coming from here, that usually puts the dark part right in here. So Now I'm thinking about it. Spawn could have been. Oh yeah, well I was thinking. Yeah, I didn't think about like a more of a cloth mask. Yeah, if I had a thought about that, I would have made Jason the one-eyed baghead, the one-eyed baghead version of Jason, just to make it different. Everyone draws Jason. That's the Jason they draw. So I would have liked to have done something a little different, and having baghead Jason would have been different. Yeah, but I'm too late. I just want to make sure that it looks like the light is coming from this side. I think I've done that. I think we've accomplished that pretty okayness. What's cool is that after I'm done with this whole thing and I give it to the customer and everything, I have all the intention in the world in making a print out of this that I think people will enjoy. I think I can move a couple of these. So that'll be fun. Something different that I don't normally offer. I like to make sure that, like, now that I'm trying to focus more on fan art, I'm trying to make sure that I have something that I like and I have enough diversity in what I do, what I have for sale, that, I offer a variety. But one thing I'm trying not to do is to just do something for the sake of having one to make. I don't want to, for lack of a better word, I don't want to sell out and do a drawing of something I don't want to do simply just to have it so that I can make money from it. Like, I'm not a super huge Transformers guy anymore, but I recently did a Transformers piece, and that's really because I liked the new trailer for the new Transformers thing, and I kind of wanted to see what my Transformers would look like, because I don't really draw Transformers. So I was like, I wonder what my Transformers would look like. So that's why I did it, even though I'm not a overly ambitious Transformers fan. One thing I really I tried my best to not be fake about any of the work that I do. I don't want to do things simply for the those reasons. That's just me. Now what I'm doing here is I'm outlining all the areas that are inside of this V shape, because I'm probably going to go pretty crazy with my brush pen. And by doing this, you create like a little moat around the letters to try to help prevent any ink from going inside of, or going outside of the areas where you want it to go. Yeah, so I'm really excited about the new the new Optimus Primal and Bumblebee and all that. So that's why I did the new thing. I wanted an excuse to draw Optimus Primal. But I also was like, you know what would be cool if we had all of the primes together. So I drew Optimus Primal, Rodimus Prime, and just Optimus and Rodimus and Optimus Primal. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I imagine there'll be people that will enjoy this. And that was fun for me. So not a sellout. So if the light's cut, this is pretty. You just kind of make shit up in here and make it look like you're doing stuff. I don't really know what any of this shit is. I'm just. There we go. We're going to do our best to not smear any of this wetness. Somebody's gonna get an incredible. Yeah, man. I wish more. I have a whole bunch of original art sitting over there that wasn't commissioned that I just did, and they just, I guess they really can't afford what I'm asking for, but I get it. But thank you for that compliment. Like, so when someone commissions something this large, like I try to make sure that it's what I would consider a high quality piece. Like I don't want to. This isn't just the profile headshot stuff. This is the. This could be a like a true badass print or a copy or a cover or whatever. Like, oh, you know what? The light's coming from this side, so it'll probably be like. So, because our light source is still going to be coming from that same side, so we want to keep that consistent, right? Or at least I do. I want to keep that consistent. But yeah, see, when you color all that in, it helps the viewer know that this shit right here is obscured because the light is coming from over there. Now, one thing that I'm not going to do is I'm not going to have his shadow affect him. I'm just going to pretend that that doesn't exist. And that was one thing that you're allowed to do as an artist. You get to pick and choose what rules, as long as you know what the rules are, you can choose which ones to ignore and then just choose to accept the consequences. This could be, something that people look at and go, oh man, you could see that there's not two light sources or whatever. But as long as you're comfortable as the artist, knowing that, all right, I did that to help do what I wanted it to do. See, now there's a wet spot there. I'm going to end up putting my hand right in it. It's still wet. Yeah, but the customers generally don't like it when my hand is wet. Like that, I don't know how many streams you get to watch, Eric, but I tell people, like, when I'm doing these, one of the key things to know that you got a Silverback's original is if you can find these smudges and fingerprints and shit that I try to hide. That's how you know it's an original, when you can find those hidden smudges. All right. So let's go ahead and start doing this, right? Let's see. Our light's coming from this way. So that'll be black. And then this. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and blacken this whole thing in right here. So this one is kind of jaggy because the mask isn't smooth, right? So come down right through here. And don't forget that we got the remember, we have to sell that light source. So when you do shit like that, that's how not often. I'm a bartender and usually right on. Well, that is the deal. I am a fingerprint smudgy master. I'm a master of the fingerprint, yo. I have mastered the art of leaving behind fingerprints. Pretty cool. If you're watching this and you'd like to come on and video, like be a part of the live stream, we could talk like out loud and have a conversation, then please let me know. I can see what I can do about that. feeling really good today. Like I had a good podcast. I don't know if you call it a podcast. I don't know what they were doing. It's a comic book shop run by Will Diaz and his friends. And we didn't do it live, but we recorded a session of just talking and them asking me questions. And then they're going to edit it and I guess post it live. Well, I guess it's not live anymore, but they're going to post it. And so I got that. Thank you. So I did that, and it was really fun because we were spitballing ideas about what they could do at their local comic book shop to like be part of the community, and that was fun. Although that part will be edited out because they don't want to give away all the secrets. But that was fun for me. And today I had my video audition for a part that I'm going to be playing this weekend. And that was really fun because they were very receptive to what I was saying and what I was doing. They really, this for me is like my first official like acting part that I'll be doing. And that's pretty exciting. So, and since I'll be playing a police officer, they're also using me to answer questions about would a cop do this and would a cop do that and stuff like that. I don't know if they're really asking me, but I'm like, hey guys, just so you know, shit doesn't quite work that way. But so I'm filming Sunday. So that's exciting. And then after I film that piece Sunday, I will be what is known as SAG eligible, which is a thing that is needed to become, well, not needed, but it's a step in the direction of becoming a full-time professional on-screen actor. So I'm really excited. Like my first role out of the gate, and I will be SAG eligible by the end of the day. Oh, there's those fingerprints. God damn it. See, what happens is I get so carried away in smattering in all the details and having fun that I lose track. I lose track of the areas that are still wet. That is a big turd in my punch bowl. A big turd in my punch bowl. A little worm on a big fucking hook. So I did that so I could go ahead and start working on this area here. Look for the wet spots. I see some. So I also, when it comes to doing this, like I'll throw a lot of black around this face so that it stands out. Even though the light may be hitting this area, I want the images to fall apart. So I will play with the idea that, you know, maybe light didn't get in there. Shit, man, this thing's getting out of control with how big it goes. I gotta go back and fix some of that shit now. Yeah, we got a little wonky right in here. We're gonna have to come back and fix that. Yeah, this brush pen is not a precision instrument. At least not in my hands. Maybe in someone else's hands it's a precision instrument, but not for me so much. Like I find myself making plenty of compromises because of errors that I've made, because of something the brush has done. And I say the brush has done something that I've made the brush do, and I find myself making fixes because of my brush. Yeah, and even though this is a black and white, like the customer is just owning this black and white piece. So I have to do my best to make sure this black and white piece has a nice balance and it doesn't feel just like open coloring book line art. But now when it's all done, I'm going to turn it into my colorist, and I'm going to have my colorist work on it, and it won't be nearly as in your face because you can play with colors and shadows, and you can color the line art different colors and stuff. So the wonders of digital. It's amazing what we can do. Oh man, we're up to 3 people. Look, oh shit, there's wet stuff there. Don't go there. So for anyone that's watching, if you'd like to join me and we can talk, and you can come on live and we can talk about movies, we can talk about art, whatever you want to do. Like, trying to let you know that I just want to talk to human beings. But it's better that if you don't have anything to say, that you don't come on. I've done this before, and the guy's just like, yeah, and that's no fun. No one's enjoying that. I didn't do any stuff in here. I needed to go back and do that. How does one get into the industry? I'm a writer. Man, there's no one way. Shit. The only thing I can tell you is shit balls. The only thing I can tell you is how I did stuff. That's, or maybe like firsthand knowledge that I've heard from somebody, but I definitely don't have like a rule book or a cheat sheet or anything. The easiest answer I can give you is going to be the answer that doesn't really provide much help. But that's like just you have to do it. You have to just do it. If you want to be a writer, you want to be an artist, you write something, draw something. Like that's how, and then take that shit to Kickstarter, and that's where people were going to notice. Or simply like networking is a good tool. Going, I mean, first off, let's not beat around the bush. Talent is involved, but talent just gets you in the door. Then you have to start talking to people, and you have to start finessing situations and making ways for yourself. Talent gets you the meeting. Everything else is going to be your personality and the way you talk to people and that type stuff. So for me, I wanted to do covers. Once I found out that covers were a thing that people could, variant covers were a thing that people were doing, I knew that there's no way I was going to be like, have Marvel knocking down my door and say, hey man, do you want to draw Spider-Man? Like, I knew it wasn't going to be anything like that. So I figured, where would people go that would like artwork on their covers of books that I didn't work on? So I started looking at Kickstarter. Whoever's listening, well, Jacob, you're the only person that's watching on YouTube. I have 4 people watching on Facebook, 4 whole people, dude. So that's who I'm talking to. But so that's how I got in. Was I was like, well, people that have Kickstarters may need some cool artwork. So I reached out to people that were doing crowdfunding, and that is where I found the team that was doing Metal Shark Bro. And I did a cover, and I was like, hey, do you guys want to use this? They didn't even pay me or anything. I was just like, hey, I drew this. Do you want to use it? I'll, use it for free. I just want you to say my name and have my name on there. And they said, we don't have room for any more covers, but that artwork looks great. So thank you. So I was like, oh, well, that sucks. But then the publisher that picked up the comic book contacted me and asked me if I would like that cover to be an exclusive cover to their web store. And I was like, oh shit, that's awesome. So that, and once I got that started, like I got that first one out of the way, it was just me grinding, like asking people, hey man. And then people saw the cover, and some people said, oh my God, that looks great. And so they would reach out to me. But I did that Metal Shark Bro cover just on my own. And let them use it for free. And then that's what jump started people finding me. If that helps at all. Well, Jago, I'm glad that your wife is out of the hospital and you guys are at home now. For anyone who doesn't know, Jacob Scrapka right there, if you look for him on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and stuff, he's a voiceover artist that puts little skits and stuff up that are amazing. So be sure you tune in to go check those out. And it looks like maybe even Jake may be heading into doing some homemade cartoons. So let's stick around and see what happens there. Because he does all those wacky voices for his work. He's turning it into some cartoons and shit that maybe we all want to check out. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, out of all the possibilities that could be wrong, I'm hoping that that's like better than some of the other. Oh, no, I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta, Eric. Eric's asking where I'm located, and I said Atlanta. And Jake says he's just matching with us. Oh, Jake, I'm listening to right now. I have my headphones in so I can, if nobody's watching, I can just listen to my music. I'm listening to Buttermilk Biscuits. Some old school stuff. Listen good to you, mud ducks. Grab that sucker till the dough hits the pan. I hate it when I pick on you and I don't have any more room for being mean, Jago. Well, I say that. I've always got room for being mean. I try not to express it as much. Damn, more fingerprints, man. It's just like my fucking body is just designed. Yeah, I've got buttermilk biscuits and square dance wrap on here. Well, amongst other things. I mean, that's not all I'm listening to, I promise. It switched over, so now I'm listening to Rihanna. Oh, Jake, I don't know if you were here when I was talking about. I don't know, Jake, if you were here when I was telling. I booked the part for the police officer, and it's going to get me my first SAG. Well, it'll be my first full acting credit on IMDb, and I will be SAG eligible after this project. So I'll wake up Sunday morning not being SAG, and then I will go to bed Sunday night being SAG eligible. So that's pretty cool. And I see several voice acting gigs on Actors Access too. Not sure if it's not really used a lot for that. I don't, from what I see, but I do see them popping up from time to time. So the light is on this side. So as we get closer around, this side should be less detail because of how bright this light is over here. So the details will start to show themselves more as we roll away from the light. Well, at least that's what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help understand that there must be light over here. That's why there's not a lot of detail. And then we start to see the detail as we go over. Yeah, a lot of times when I'll have to post it, I just booked it. Like I might not be able to say what it is that I booked, but this is a small independent production. But it is my first one, so I was like, "Oh shit, this is awesome!" So they were in need of a police officer, and I applied. And to be honest, like I'm going to apply for almost anything I see that says police officer because I think I stand a, in my mind, I stand a greater chance of scoring that job, at least at the beginning. Like I was telling Sean, I'm going to have to lean really hard into the fact that I was a real policeman and then just try to work my way out of that constantly. But I'll use it every bit I can to get my foot in the door. And then I'll just work my way around it the further I go in. And I'm okay with that. Yeah, well, I haven't signed anything for this yet. I doubt I will until Sunday when I'm working. But it's kind of like there might be some writing in on the website that anything discussed on this website or anything booked from this website, you're not discussed unless you're told otherwise or whatever. Like every time I get the background rolls, they like you're not allowed to say anything until after the production is published. Like I did that one the other day. Like I'm pretty sure it's not a big deal now, but I did that. I worked on that Francis Ford Coppola movie, and I was like, oh shit, like that's a big deal for me. Like if anyone knows anything about film, you know who Francis Ford Coppola is, and to be able to say that you were on set and he was right there and you got to see him and he's walking around. You were there for day one when the production started. Like I didn't get to do anything super cool, but the experience in itself was super cool. And you want to share that with people, but you can't. Oh, that's starting to look repetitive. But yeah, so on that day that I worked on the Francis Ford Coppola thing, like Shia LaBeouf was there, and and the girl from Game of Thrones that was the interpreter for Khaleesi, she was there, and she wasn't wearing a whole lot of clothes that had a lot of fabric. She was wearing clothes, but they were awfully see-through. Make sure I'm not transferring any paint. How does a commission get, what does it say? What does it, oh, We start at $500. So this one is 500. And then if you're asking if there's any super complicated thing, like we go up from there. But I haven't experienced that, but I just don't want someone to come at me like, I want 18 dragons jumping around and fairies shooting out of their butt. You said $500. So $500 is where we start. But I haven't had anything go past $500 yet. And I know that it may sound like a lot, but I do a lot of work for these, and I've had people buy them. So I know that there is an audience for my work at $500. Like, my quality is worth the money that I'm asking for, because people are paying it. Just not as many as you want, but yes, people are paying it. Because if your price was like $750 and you hadn't sold anything, then you can't, your shit's not worth $750, or people would buy it. So I don't think I think if I go too much more on this, I'll start messing up what I have, and I don't want that to happen. So I guess what we can do is we can go down here, and this is all still kind of wet. So maybe we should go over here and play with Leatherface a little bit. And then tomorrow we'll work on Michael Myers and Velma, Scream, and V for Vendetta. I don't know what's his name. V. Oh, his name is V. That's right. So we're almost there. We got 2 out of 6. 2 out of 8, because she's like 2 combined. Now we're doing these on this side, so that means our rim light that we've been using over here is now going to be on this side of these characters. It'll be aesthetically pleasing. And for Bryan's mind to go at ease, it will be balanced. For some reason, in my old age, I have somehow balance means something to me now. Like I don't think it really did anything for me before, but now balance makes me feel at ease. Balance helps me. I got to bring balance to the force. Maybe that's what it is. I'm such a force of nature that I just have to be balanced like a Jedi. I'm just a force of nature, like the Jedi Force. So since I'm a force, I have to be balanced. That may be going too far. Because I'm definitely not a Jedi. And I'm definitely not a master of anything. Smoke weed every day. Yeah, I am not a master of shit. Now I'm listening to AC/DC. And then this will just all be black. And why will this all be black? So that you can have a large area to dip your fingers in and smear it over the rest of the page. That's the goal with any large black area, is to make it big enough so that you can jam your hand into it and then smear it over the rest of your piece unknowingly. And then when you lift your hand up and you see a bunch of smear marks everywhere, you're like, oh shit, how did that get there? The volume of my voice is sits up. This doesn't offer me a throttle to do voice stuff. And it is pretty close to my mouth, but that's where the camera has to be. So I am sorry if I'm blowing your eardrums out. I don't know if I have an indoor soft voice. I don't think I do. I will try to be more cognizant, but I don't think that that's going to do anybody any good, because my mouth is really close to the microphone and I have headphones on. So that adds to the, can they hear me aspect of the whole thing. But if I take the headphones off, then it's just really fucking dull when I'm in my own head and just sitting here and twiddling my thumbs. Oh, this guy, Izzy's, he may not still be here, but I need to make sure. Boom! Thank you for clapping for me. All right, where are we? We're up here. So now we're gonna like seamlessly go from one guy's clothes to the next guy's clothes without a shitballs. Yeah, this brush pen is a jammy bee. Like, it is just look at that. Like, wonky wonky. Not as precise, not a precision instrument. Okay, I forgot that last time I said that. It's not a precision instrument in my hands. It may be a precision instrument in someone else's hands. But when it comes to my hands, I might as well just do the jitterbug. I do the jitterbug. Do the jitterbug all over your pieces. Jitterbug. Yeah, I'm curious, Jake. Like, I was like, at some point, I'm going to want to show people what I sent in to get this audition. And I don't want people to be like, oh, dude, you fucking suck. Like, I'm scared to show it to people that know me, but I'm not scared to show it to people that don't know me. Now, once the work is done, though, like once I've filmed my scenes, and I don't foresee telling people not to tune in or watch, the final product. But as far as like my self tapes, we'll see what happens. I'm naughty by nature. I'm not loud by nature. I'm naughty by nature, sir. Still on my quest for OPP. Tretch made it sound so easy. But I mean, he did say that he couldn't explain it, so. And how do you help somebody if you can't explain it, So what I'll do is I'll just break it down and I take it and frame by frame it, see what happens. Because I'm a lyrical genius with a mid-sized penis. I think what I really need to do is I need to work on this mouth area, because that's where they're going to be where the most trickiness is going to be, is in this area with the shadows and whatnot. And now I'm listening to Stained. Just one more peaceful day. It's been a while. Oh man, it's been a while. And then we were just talking about OPP. That's pretty funny. It's been a while. The candle light your face. And it's been a while. Yeah, he's told me, and now that he's been kind of in between jobs, he said I sent this to Jake, and he let me listen to some little beat that he made, and he was like, I don't know if Jake's going to be laughing or if he'll know what I'm trying to do. I was like, all right, well, if anyone's going to know, Jake would be able to help you out. But yeah, so he's told me several times that watching me gets pursue creative endeavors has really sparked his desire to create again. Oh, and now we're listening to Disturbed. So the light's coming from here, so that means this may not. The light's coming from here. All right, so this will come around like this then. But I'm happy for Sean. He seems to be he's got a lot going on, so I know that it can't all be fun. And nothing feels worse. And Jake, I don't believe that you've may be able to have, I don't think you've experienced this, but having somebody in your life and still feeling lonely is terrible, because you're in a position to where you don't think that you should be feeling lonely, and you can't do anything about your loneliness, outside of being stupid. It's a very awkward position, and it's not fun. And you really don't realize how much it's affected you until you're either not lonely, or the person that was supposed to be there to help you with your loneliness isn't there anymore. And then you don't feel like, oh, well, now if there's nobody here, that's the reason I feel lonely. And that's understandable to feel this way, because there's nobody here. So you get like this sense of relief that, all right, I wasn't crazy. Of silence. Yeah, it's not a fun position, man. I love him too. I just would. I hope he gets whatever it is he needs. I hope whatever the situation they're in is resolved, and everybody comes out, as a winner. But it seems like right now there's not a lot of winning going on, and it hurts because you're like, there's an easy answer. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. There's a clear answer, but what does that mean? And that's a tough decision for anybody to make. Like no one wakes up wanting to do that. I don't think. Or nobody with a heart, and we all know that that's not the case. Like Sean has a heart, and I have a heart, and that's why it made it difficult for me to just make my situation better. Like I was just afraid to hurt people's feelings and do all of that stuff. But sometimes, man, you gotta fucking. I get it. Nobody wants to be there. No, I don't give anybody marital advice. My only advice is not sure I would do that again. That's the I don't do whatever makes you happy, but I have figured out that I don't know how to line myself up for success when it comes to that. I gave it a shot a couple of times. Yeah, don't get that from me. It looks pretty cool, man. It definitely doesn't look cartoon. No, I get it, Jago. And I mean, that's for real though. I don't know that anybody can really give anybody marital advice. I mean, unless you have had that other person as a partner, then maybe you could offer advice. But with everybody being so different, there's no clear answer to anything. What makes you happy may not make your friend's wife happy or whatever, or boyfriend or whatever it is. So keep your advice to yourself. That's my thought. Why should I complicate our friendship by handing out advice that if you take it and it fucks up, then I'm the asshole? Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need more reasons for people not to be my friend and not like me. I'm doing pretty okay with that on my own. I think that looks pretty cool. But see, now I've got a bunch of wet shit over here that I can just jam my hand right in. And I can still see there's some wetness over here, but there's not a whole lot. Oh, man, there he is. Poop. He called the shit poop. Yeah, we got to skip that one. Oh, that didn't skip. I don't know how to use these damn Bluetooth headphones. Like, skip the damn song, please. Oh, turn the whole power off. I just wanted you to skip the song, man. Oh, now power's on. Now I got to tell the damn phone to send a signal back to you. No. I guess if the phone's right here, I should just skip it on my phone anyway, since I know how to do that. Oh, now we're listening to Tech 9. See, look, I got carried away. I don't need to be messing with that. That's not what I was messing with. I was going to mess with the hair. The stuff that's out of the way. Caribou Lou. Caribou Lou. So if our light is coming from over here, we'll put a little shadow underneath these staples. Just a little one to help it. Remember, we're just helping sell that the light is on the other side. And even just adding this little bit of line weight change on the side of the staples will help inform the brain of where the light's coming from. Just that little bit. It can't do it all on its own. I can't, just that little bit that we just did won't do everything for us, but in combination with all of our light coming around the staples, and then we'll have some of the hair being not as black on this side, it should all start to make sense. So so right around here will be the darkest part of our hair, like right here. And then it'll just kind of be a little bit right here because that's where the light's coming from, right? So just when it gets close to the mask. And then let's say like right here, it'll start to get a little lighter. So most of this will be black right in here. Most of it. All right, Jago. Have a good night, brother. Thank you for the compliment. Keep up the great work, man. I like the fact that his hair is kind of out of control, so I don't really have to follow any specific, like, I can be a little bit more erratic with my spatterings. Let's see, right here, it'll be pretty dark. Now we're listening to some Exhibit. And see, when we're doing this hair like this, it'll also help inform where the light is coming from. Looks like he's missing his baseball. All right, I think we're good for tonight. I've been going for an hour and a half, and I want to let this stuff dry. So thank you, everyone who's watching. Thank you so much for everything, and I hope you guys continue to have a great week and a great weekend. Continue to be good people, be nice, cool shit like that, and thank you for all your support. Y'all be good. Stay creative.